The Xbox One X is coming out in November. I forgot the actual date of the Xbox One X, but we already know just from its current specs that Microsoft has shown off. I think even some people got their hands on the actual console, like they physically got their hands on it. But we know that it's supposed to be the most powerful console ever. It's supposed to be backward compatible with Xbox 360 and I think Xbox One games. And it's also the smallest Xbox One console that we've ever seen. Or it's the smallest console I think Microsoft has made.
It starts with the Scorpio engine. We use 16 nanometer technology to build a 360 square millimeter chip with 7 billion transistors and a 384-bit wide memory bus.
And nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this console. I mean, this is what happens when you have a really, really good product and very, very, very poor marketing. And the timing in general is just horrible for the console. I mean, it's almost, you could almost argue that the Xbox One X has poor timing in marketing than the Xbox One when it first came out, and it had so many DRM problems with it, or DRM issues. Like, people were literally commenting and saying, hey, Microsoft, I'm not going to buy your console anymore if you don't get rid of these DRM issues.
You fucking idiots! Part 2!
And that was with the Xbox One. And I think that the Xbox One X has more problems than the Xbox One in marketing and in timing. For instance, everybody knows that the games that are going to be released on the Xbox One X are multi-platform. Like the games that take complete advantage of the 4K are multi-platinum. All of them are. All of them are that take advantage of the 4K. They're all multi-platinum. Platinum. They're all multi-platform. All of the games are. Anthem, Metro, Battlefield 1, Forza, Horizon, which that's kind of the only exclusive, but we've kind of expected that game to be released across most Microsoft platforms or most of the new Xbox consoles. So they only have one exclusive, and all of the other games that are going to be released are both multi-platinum, and they just don't have any exclusives. Another unforeseen problem, in general, in all honesty, with the Xbox One X, and I didn't actually see this problem until I watched the panel that Angry Joe was on at E3. It was almost 2 weeks ago, in all honesty, because it was the Sunday before E3 even started, where they were talking about 4K televisions.
I think you have to have a 4K TV to make this make sense for you as a purchase. Sure. And if you don't have a 4K TV, then think about that more than doubles the cost of this purchase, right? Yep. Yeah. And so I think that it's a really expensive toy. There's not enough 4K content to justify the price tag of the television.
Like, how much of a leap is there going to be there? And like, do you guys have 4K TVs now?
No.
No.
No, I don't have a 4K.
I don't like it.
So you have 4K TVs costing maybe $200 to $600, around that area, depending on how big or how small you want the 4K TV to cost. And it's like, well, hold on a minute. And remember yesterday how I talked about how the Xbox One X was, like, I thought it was going to be $600. Or, $700, $800. I thought that was going to be the legitimate price. Even though I wasn't correct, I wasn't necessarily wrong about it. Because if you don't have a 4K television, you can't take full control over it. You can't take full advantage, of that 4K option that you would have with the Xbox One X. So you'd need to buy another TV just to get the full power out of the Xbox One X. And then on top of that, again, there's just no games. I mean, Microsoft is one of the best Microsoft has one of the most powerful consoles we've seen, and they have no exclusives. We've been just rehashing the same topic over and over and over again. But there's really no incentive to get the Xbox One X. It's exactly like with the PS4 Pro. Everybody says, oh man, the PS4 Pro looks great. There's no real incentive to get the PS4 Pro because everything the PS4 Pro does, the PS4 does just as good, except it's cheaper. So for me, unless you have a 4K TV and don't mind playing multi-platform games that you can easily get on PC, like I find before I even get into like really the specifics of the cost, I find we as gamers try and be as cost conscious as we can. You know, playing video games is an expensive hobby. It's $60 a pop per game. Per new game, I should say. So to get the new games, and then on top of that, we have to get the consoles, which can easily cost over $200, $300, $400. The Xbox One X, it costs $500. So we have to be kind of cost conscious with our games. We can't necessarily get every single new game that comes out. But that being said, for us, we're cost conscious. We understand kind of how to buy games and what games to buy. This doesn't make sense as a purchase because if all of the games on the Xbox One X are going to be multi-platform, which means that they're going to be able to be released on the PC and the PS4 and the Xbox One X. Maybe, by the way, we haven't even talked about these specific games that are going to have 4K graphics on the Xbox One X. We haven't even talked about them being released on the Xbox One. So you have all of these games with all of these different cheaper options or more powerful options on the PC. You have all of these games being released on all of these different platforms, and it's just like, well, what does the Xbox One do that every other console can do? And the question is, it doesn't do anything that we haven't already seen before. Xbox One X and PS4 Pro can't really do that. They can't adjust, they can't adapt, they can't do that. So what's the point of buying a new Xbox One X when all of the games that you can play at the best quality are on PC? And whereas all of the exclusives that you probably want are either on the Nintendo Switch or the PS4 Pro. Or the PS4, not Pro, just PS4. So for me, hearing all of this information about the Xbox One X it's disheartening because it's probably not going to do as well as it probably should if Microsoft in the next couple of years cannot come up with any games for the Xbox One X. This has been 24. Remember to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe for more. Again, I always stream at 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Come by it. You'll have a lot of fun. I know I do. The viewers do as well. Come by. It's fun. But my Twitch channel is twitch.tv/24AK. Again, I will be streaming from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock this afternoon. But tomorrow's video will be a little bit different. It'll be a little bit different in the sense that I will ask you, the viewer, some questions about the Xbox One X. Until then, have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time.